For the record, the Board of Canvassers have transmitted back to the Secretariat the Provincial Certificate of Canvass or the Certificate of Canvass for Senator and Party List from the City of Valenzuela, as well as the Certificate of Canvass for Senator and Party List from the United Kingdom, Great Britain, with instruction to inquire from those present whether there are oppositions or objections to the inclusion of said certificate in the national canvas.
Your Honor, we acknowledge receipt the certificate of canvass from the City of Valenzuela, both for the senatorial and party list, and it already bears signatures of the members of the National Board of Canvassers. Earlier, the certificate was shown and was viewed by the councils and parties of the both for the senatorial and party list. May we inquire from the councils and parties present whether they have an objection to the inclusion of the city of the certificate from the City of Valenzuela, and whether they have observed a discrepancy between the printed results and those shown on screen, which reflects the votes as appearing in the CCS. We hear no objections, Your Honor, and we don't also hear any manifestations.
There being no objection or neither is there discrepancy, the certificate of canvass for senator and party list from the City of Valenzuela is hereby included in the national canvass.
We acknowledge receipt, Your Honor, of another certificate, which is from the United Kingdom of Great Britain. Earlier, this said certificate was shown and was viewed, and parties and councils for the senatorial and party list have taken photos thereof. May we inquire from councils and parties whether they have any objections to the inclusion of said certificate of canvass from Great Britain, United Kingdom, to the national canvass, and whether they have observed a discrepancy between the printed results and those shown on screen, which are reflection of what appears on the CCS. We hear no objections, Your Honors, to the inclusion of the certificate of canvass coming from the United Kingdom of Great Britain to the national canvass, and we don't also hear any manifestations.
The certificate of canvass for senator and party list from the United Kingdom, Great Britain is hereby included in the national canvass.
We request, Your Honor, that these two certificates be transmitted to the releasing group, Your Honor.
Request is granted.
May we request a representative to get hold of these certificates. Councils and parties may now approach and view the results, the printed results for senatorial candidates for coming from Davao Occidental. The body is also informed that on screen we are showing the results as seen or as reflected in the CCS.
The Board of Canvassers is transmitting back to the Secretariat the certificate of canvass for senator and party list from the province of Iloilo, with instruction to call out if there are objections or opposition to the inclusion of said certificate in the national canvass.
Parties and councils for the party list, may now approach and view the printed results for the party list coming from Davao Occidental. On screen, we are also showing the results as shown or as seen in the CCS. Your Honor, the Secretariat acknowledged receipt the certificate of canvass coming from Iloilo. Earlier, this was shown to the parties and councils, both for the senatorial and party list contest. May we inquire from councils and parties present whether they have an objection to the inclusion of the certificate of canvass coming from Iloilo, and whether they have a manifestation or observation with respect to any discrepancy between the printed results and those shown on screen. We hear no objections, Your Honor, and we don't also hear any manifestation.
The certificate of canvass for senator and party list from the province of Iloilo is hereby included in the national canvass.
Your Honor, we respectfully request that the certificate of canvass from Iloilo be transmitted to our releasing group.
Request is granted.
Please note that we have turned over to the representative of the releasing group the certificate of canvass from Iloilo. Occidental, Western Samar. Your Honor, our CCS received transmission from Western Samar on May 16, 2019 at 7:04:44 p.m.
Your Honor, may I request authority to generate and print this certificate of canvass for Western Samar?
Authority is granted.
Parties and councils for the senatorial post may now approach and view the printed results for Western Samar. From Western Samar. We are also showing on screen the results of the senatorial post for Western Samar on screen as shown in the CCS. Parties and councils for the party list may now view the printed results for the party list from Western Samar. On screen, we are also showing the results of the party list from Samar or Western Samar.
The Board of Canvassers is transmitting back to the Secretariat the certificate of canvass for senator and party list from the province of Davao Occidental with instruction to call out from those present whether there are objections or oppositions to the inclusion of this certificate in the national canvass.
The Secretariat, Your Honors, acknowledge receipt the certificate of canvass from Davao Occidental. The same have already the signatures of the members of the National Board of Canvassers. Earlier, Your Honor, said certificate was shown to the parties and councils for both the senatorial and party list contest. May we inquire from parties and councils present whether they have any objections to the inclusion of certificate of canvass to the national canvass, the results coming from Davao Occidental, and whether they would wish to make any manifestations with respect to any discrepancy observed on the printed results or on the shown on screen, which shows or reflects the results coming from the CCS. We hear no objections, Your Honors, and we also don't hear any manifestation.
The certificate of canvass for senator and party list from the province of Davao Occidental is hereby admitted or included in the national canvass.
Your Honor, we request authority to transmit to the releasing group the certificate of canvass from Davao Occidental.
Request granted.
Thank you, Your Honors. The next transmission received by our CCS system, Your Honor, is from Cagayan de Oro. It was received May 16, 2019 at 8:07:52 p.m.
Your Honor, may I request authority to generate and print the certificate of canvass for Cagayan de Oro City?
Authority is granted.
We request the parties and councils for the senatorial post to approach and view the printed results from Cagayan de Oro City. On screen, we are also showing at the same time the results as seen in the CCS.
The Board of Canvassers is transmitting back to the Secretariat the certificate of canvass for senator and party list from this province of Samar with the instruction to inquire whether there are objections or opposition to the inclusion of said certificate in the national canvass.
Yes, Your Honor. Parties and councils for the party list may now view the printed results coming from Cagayan de Oro City. We are also showing on screen the results as appearing in the CCS. Your Honors, the Secretariat acknowledged receipt the certificate of canvass coming from Western Samar. The certificate already bears the signatures of the members of the National Board of Canvassers, and earlier this was shown to the councils and parties for both the senatorial and party list contest. May we inquire from parties and councils present whether they interpose any objection to the inclusion of the provincial certificate of canvass coming from Samar Western Samar to the inclusion to the national canvass, and whether they would wish to make any manifestation to any observed discrepancy between the printed results and that shown on screen. We hear no objections, Your Honor, and we also do not hear any manifestation.
The certificate of canvass for senator and for party list from the province of Samar is hereby included in the national canvass.
Thank you, Your Honors. May we also request that the certificate of canvass be transmitted to the releasing group, Your Honor.
request is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Please be it noted that the same is already transmitted to the releasing group. Another transmission you received by the CCS, Your Honor, is from Bulacan. Received May 16 at 8:34:39 p.m.
Your Honor, may I request authority to generate and print the certificate of canvass for the province of Bulacan?
Authority is granted.
Parties and councils for the senatorial post may now approach and view the printed results. On screen, we are also showing the results for the senatorial post for the province of Bulacan as reflected in the CCS. Parties and councils for the party list may now view the printed results. Again, we would like to bring to your attention that the results shown on screen are those that are reflected in the CCS.
Transmitting back to the Secretariat is the certificate of canvass for Senator and party list from the city of Cagayan de Oro with instruction to inquire from those present if there are any objections or oppositions to the inclusion of said certificate in the national canvass.
Your Honor, we acknowledge receipt, the certificate of canvass from Cagayan de Oro City, which already bears the signatures of the members of the National Board of Canvassers. Earlier, this said certificate was shown to parties and councils for both the senatorial and party list contest. May we now inquire from councils and parties for both the senatorial and party list post whether they interposed any objections to the inclusion of the certificate of canvas coming from Cagayan de Oro City to the national canvas, and whether they would make a manifestation of an observed discrepancy between the printed results and those shown on screen. We hear no objections, Your Honor, and we don't also hear any manifestation.
There being none, the certificate of canvas for your senator and party list from the city of Cagayan de Oro is hereby included in the national canvas.
We also would like to request, Your Honor, that the said certificate be turned over to the releasing group, Your Honors.
Granted.
Thank you, Your Honor. On the meantime, Your Honor, we'll be checking whether there are transmissions received at this time, and also checking with our reception group if there are any manually prepared COCs that have been received in the meantime. Request for 30 minutes break, Your Honor, while we are checking any transmission.
Request for 30 minutes break is granted.
Thank you, Your Honors. Your Honors, the Secretariat acknowledged receipt, the certificate of canvas from Bulacan.
Let's resume the session first.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm sorry. We
Go ahead,
resume,
Secretariat.
we resume. For the purpose of acknowledging receipt, the certificate of canvas coming from Bulacan. The certificate of canvas already bears the signatures of the members of the National Board of Canvassers. Your Honor, we also wish to manifest that the said certificate of canvas from Bulacan have already been shown to the parties and councils for both the senatorial and party list contest. May we inquire from those present whether they have any objections to the inclusion of the certificate of canvass coming from Bulacan, and whether they would make any manifestation with respect to a discrepancy between the printed results and those appearing on screen. Your Honors, I hear no objections on neither any manifestation with respect to the certificate of canvass from Bulacan.
Okay, then include it in the canvas and forward it to the proper committee.
Your Honor, requesting authority to turn over the certificate to the releasing group.
Granted.
Thank you, Your Honors.
Any other matter, Secretariat?
Your Honors, earlier we received a report from the Tabulation and Audit Group. Asan?
This report.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, the Secretariat acknowledged a receipt of a report coming from our Tabulation and Audit Group. Your Honors, the Tabulation and Audit Group observed or reported findings on the entries between the votes for the senatorial candidates with respect to the Cairo, Philippine Embassy manually prepared certificate of canvass. Your Honor, if I may, the candidate.
Just for the information of the parties, what is that certificate of canvass again?
Your Honor, this is the certificate coming from Cairo, Philippine Embassy.
Okay, then go ahead.
Your Honor, our Tabulation and Audit Group observed a discrepancy between the votes garnered by candidate Arcega Gerald, WPP. The country is Arab Republic of Egypt. In the certificate of canvass, it is reflected that Arcega Gerald, WPP, garnered 5 votes. But the statement of votes by precinct shows that he garnered 6 votes. So under our rules, Your Honor, if there are discrepancy between the COC and the SOVP, the SOVP prevails, Your Honor. So the Audit and Tabulation Group recommended that it be corrected from 5 votes to 6 votes.
Before
Ano-
that, go ahead.
Another discrepancy observed by them, Your Honor, are the votes for Villar Cynthia, also on the same COC. In the COC, Your Honor, the votes of Villar Cynthia, it appears she garnered 500 votes. But the statement of votes by precinct shows that she garnered 516 votes. So the Tabulation and Audit Group, Your Honor, recommends that it be corrected to reflect 516 votes.
Show the document of the parties.
Yes, Your Honor. May we request the Tabulation Audit Group to bring the correction sheets. we request the watchers and councils for the senatorial post to approach and view the documents. These are the correction sheets, and here on the left side most are the certificate of canvas of Cairo, Egypt. Parties may approach. No, don't touch, please. Just ask for assistance. Ito kasi ito yung certificate of canvas. Dito, it reflects 500. But if, yes, between a discrepancy between the COC and the statement of votes by precinct, it is a statement of votes by precinct that prevails. Kasi this is the source document of the certificate of canvas. Ah? Yes. Oo. Kasi if you would add, yeah, it's only for Villa. We're just showing kung ano yung may mali. Oo. So if you add all of this, yung ano niya, presinto niya, it adds up to 560. But in the COC, it only adds up 560. So, kaya nga may correction sheet. If you add, it will reflect 560. So, i-ano mo, i-add mo. I-add mo bawat column. Your Honor, we manifest that the correction sheets and the certificate of canvas and the statement of votes have been viewed and and councils and parties have taken photographs of said documents, Your Honor.
Call for any comment or manifestation or objection?
May we hear any comment or manifestation from the councils and parties of the senatorial contest? We hear none, Your Honor.
Okay then, include it in the canvas as corrected.
Thank you, Your Honors.
Forward it to the proper committee.
Yes, Your Honors. Your Honor, we will also bring to the attention of the body and the Board of Canvassers that for the certificate of canvas for Dhaka, Philippine Embassy, there was also a discrepancy observed for the votes of Estrada Jinggoy. The People's Republic of Bangladesh, Maldives, and Sri Lanka, which makes up for the certificate of canvas for Dhaka, PE, it reflects that the certificate of canvas shows that Jinggoy Estrada received 19 votes, 19 votes. But in the statement of votes by precinct, the votes of Estrada Jinggoy is only 17, Your Honor, 17. We are showing the correction sheets, Your Honor, and the certificate of canvass and statement of votes for DACA PE. Parties and councils may now approach to view the documents. Yes. DACA. Parties may now approach.
Call for the parties and show them the documents, Secretariat. Clarify also what certificate of canvass you are referring to.
Yes, Your Honor. We are showing the certificate of canvass and the statement of votes for DACA. And also the correction sheets for said certificate of canvass. The discrepancy observed is for the votes of Jinggoy Estrada, which shows that the certificate of canvass, he received 19 votes, 1-9. But the statement of votes by precinct shows that the candidate received 17 votes, 1-7. We are now showing the correction sheets and the certificate of canvass with the supporting document, which is a statement of votes to parties and councils for the senatorial contest.
I then invite the parties to view the documents and review them carefully.
Yes, Your Honor. Please be it noted that parties have approached the table and they have taken pictures of said documents. Your Honor, parties and councils for the senatorial contest have already viewed the documents, which are the correction sheets, the certificate of canvass, and the statement of votes from DACA PE, Your Honors.
Call for any comment or manifestation from the parties again.
May we call on any of the parties or councils if they have any manifestation with respect to the votes of candidate Jinggoy Estrada as reflected in DACA PE, Certificate of Canvass for DACA Philippine Embassy. We do not hear any manifestations, Your Honor, of councils and parties present.
Okay, then include documents as corrected in the canvas and forward it to the proper committee.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, our tabulation and audit group also observed certain discrepancies or corrections for the votes of the party list candidates with respect to the certificate of canvass from The Hague, Philippine Embassy. For party list Ako and Bisaya, the certificate of canvass shows that Ako and Bisaya received 0 votes. But the statement of votes by precinct, it shows that it received 1 vote. For isang lapian ng mangingisda at bayan tungo sa kaunlaran or one lambat, the certificate of canvass shows that it received 5 votes. But the statement of votes by precinct shows that the party list one lambat received 0 votes. For Kabataan party list, abbreviation Kabataan, the certificate of canvass shows that it received 3 votes, but the statement of votes by precinct shows that it received 5 votes. The party list Anwaray abbreviation, the certificate of canvass shows that it received 0 votes, but the SOVP shows that it received 5 votes. That is for Kabataan, Your Honor. For Anwaray, Your Honor, it received 0 votes, but the SOVP shows that it received 3 votes. For Sulong Dignidad Party, The certificate shows that it received 1 vote, but the SOVP shows that it received 0 votes. Alliance of Philippine Fish Federation, Inc. received, in the certificate of canvass, it shows that it received 6 votes, but the SOVP shows that it received 1 vote. Alagaan natin ating kalusugan, another party list, Your Honor, received in the COC, it reflects that it received 0 votes. But the statement of votes by precinct, it shows that it received 6 votes. Party list, Talino at Galing ng Pinoy, in the COC, it received 2 votes, but in the SOVP, it shows that it received 0 votes. Abi Kapangpangan, Inc., in the COC, it shows that it received 0 votes, but the SOVP shows that it received 2 votes. Arts, Business, and Science, in the COC, it received 2 votes, but the SOVP shows that it received 0 votes. Alyansa ng mga mamayang probinsyano, it shows that it received in the COC 1 vote, but the SOVP shows that it received 2 votes. Partido Manggagawa, in the COC shows it received 0 votes, but in the SOVP, it shows that it received 1 vote. Sinag Tungo sa Kaunlaran shows that in the SOVP, it received 4 votes, but the SOVP shows that it received 0 votes. Kooperatiba Kapisanan ng Magsasaka ng Pilipinas shows in the COC that it received 0 votes, but the SOVP shows that it received 4 votes. Union of Nationalistic Democratic Filipino Organization, in the COC, it shows that it received 1 vote, but the SOVP shows that it received 0 votes. Serbisyo sa Bayan Party, the COC shows it received 0 votes, but the SOVP shows it received 1 vote. Ina Nagmamahal sa Anak shows that the COC, it received 2 votes, but in the SOVP, it shows 0 votes. Una ang Edukasyon, in the COC, it shows it received 0 votes. The SOVP shows it received 2 votes. Abono, in the COC, it received 1 vote, but the SOVP shows it received 0 votes. Ako Ayoko sa Bawal na Droga, received in the COC, reflects 0 votes, but in the SOVP, it shows 1 vote. Avid Builders of Active Nation Citizenry Towards Empowered Philippines received in the COC 2 votes, but the SOVP shows it received 0 votes. Marino Samahan ng Seamen, Inc., Marino, received in the COC 0 votes, but in the SOVP 2 votes. Ang Tao Muna at Bayan received in the COC 6 votes, but the SOVP shows it received 0 votes. ACT Teachers received 0 votes in the COC, but in the SOVP, it shows it received 6 votes. Alay Buhay Community Development Foundations, Inc. received in the COC 7 votes, but in the SOVP, it reflects 0 votes. Buhay Hayaan Yumabong received reflects in the COC 17 votes, but in the SOVP, it shows 7 votes. Akbayan Citizens Party, in the COC, it shows 0 votes, but the SOVP shows it received 17 votes. Provincianong Ako received in the COC 5 votes, but the SOVP shows 0 votes. Ako Bisaya, Inc., in the COC, it received 2 votes, In the SOVP, it shows 5 votes. Alliance of Volunteer Educators received in the COC 1 vote, but the SOVP shows 2 votes. Movement for Economic Transformation and Righteous Opportunities received in the COC 0 votes, but the SOVP shows 1 vote. Ating Agapay Sentrong Samahan ng mga Obrero, Inc. received 1 vote in the COC but reflects 0 votes in the SOVP. Tribal Communities Association of the Philippines, in the COC it shows it received 0 votes, but the SOVP shows 1 vote. That is all for the corrections for the Hague, Your Honor, for the votes for the party list candidates, Your Honors. We are now showing the correction sheets as well as the certificate of canvass and the statement of votes for the party list respecting the COC from Hague, Philippine Embassy. Parties may now approach and view the documents, the correction sheets, as well as the certificate of canvass and the statement of votes. Calling once, calling twice. They're not interested.
Secretariat, call for the parties to view the documents.
Yes. May, please, anyone who's interested to view the documents may now approach. These are the correction sheets for the party list respecting the certificate of canvass coming from Hague, Philippine Embassy. These are the manually prepared certificates of canvass coming from the overseas absentee voting. Your Honors, the parties and councils of the party list have already viewed and have taken photographs, the correction sheets, together with the certificate of canvass and statement of votes coming from The Hague, Your Honor.
And with the permission of the members of the commissioners of the commission present, they are deemed as corrected. They are deemed included canvas as corrected with the instruction to forward them to the proper committee to process them and to forward them to the proper committee.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, another audit observation and tabulation of observation, Your Honor, is from the certificate of canvass from Jakarta. Again, this is for the party list, Your Honors. For WOW Pilipinas movement, the COC reflects 1 vote, the SOVP shows 2 votes. For Partido Manggagawa, the COC shows 0 votes, the SOVP shows 1 vote. For Kooperatiba Kapisanan ng Magsasaka ng Pilipinas, the COC shows 0 votes, the SOVP shows 1 vote. That is all for Jakarta, Your Honor, for the party list. May we now request, or those who would wish to check or view the correction sheets together with the COC and the statement of votes for Jakarta PE may now approach and view said documents.
Invite them again, Secretariat, invite the parties again to view the documents and review them carefully.
Parties may approach and view the documents. Ha? Di kasi, di ba, ang certificate of candidacy, and then a supporting document na, or source document na, is the statement of votes by the C. So it should match. But in case there are discrepancy, because this is the source document, then this would be the one that would be it. So they have seen a discrepancy, and these are the correction sheets, and this is will be the one that we will be adopting to correct whatever which they find na talagang meron. So this one would be the correction sheets. Your Honors, the parties and councils for the party list have already viewed the documents, Your Honors.
Call for any manifestation, comment, or objection.
Parties and councils may interpose an objection if they wish to the motion or to the correction of these of the votes for the party list with respect to the COC for Jakarta PE. Any manifestations from councils and parties? We hear none, Your Honor.
Okay, then with the permission of the commissioners present, include it as corrected in the canvas and process them and forward them to the proper committee.
Your Honor, another observation by the audit and tabulation, Your Honor, is that for the certificate of canvas for daily PE, also again for the party list, kaisahan ng mga maliliit na magsasaka.
Can you repeat the certificate of canvas? What area? What COC?
Daily, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
For kaisahan ng mga maliliit na magsasaka, the certificate of canvas shows it received 0 votes, but the SOVP shows that it received 1 vote. Abacada Guro shows that in the COC it received 1 vote, but the SOVP shows 0 votes. Your Honor, this is all for daily PE. Parties may now approach to view the correction sheets together with the certificate of canvas and the statement of votes. Your Honors, the parties and councils have viewed the documents, the correction sheets, the certificate of canvas, and we also called upon those who may be interested to view the same, Your Honors.
Call for any comment, objection, or manifestation.
May we call for any comment or any objections to the motion or to the observation of our audit and tabulation group respecting the votes for the party list under the COC of Delhi PE. We hear no objections, Your Honor, and we also hear no manifestations.
Okay, if there are no comments, objection, or manifestation, please include them as corrected and process them accordingly and forward them to the proper committee.
Thank you, Your Honors.
Any other matter, Secretariat?
We would like to check with our CCS operator, Your Honors, if in the meantime we have received any
CCS operator,
transmission.
please verify whether we are in receipt of any other certificate of canvas.
Your Honor, We have at this time no transmitted results received by our CCS.
Okay then, if there are no more comments or objection or manifestation from the parties herein, you are hereby ordered with the permission of the commissioners present to generate a partial canvas report.
Council's approach for the viewing of the generated partial canvas report. On the right side most of the table would reflect the results from the senatorial contest, while on the left side most of the table are the generated results for the party list. We will be showing on screen also for the benefit of those of the media and others who are interested. First, we'll be showing the generated partial results for the senatorial contest. Okay, pakita mo. Please show the document reader. Palitan mo na. Yes, sir. Please don't touch the document. Yes, Dai. Yeah. Please note that what we are showing on screen are those only generated or we have canvas for the CCS. That exclude the manually prepared certificate of canvas. The total for today, we have 129. Automated plus the manually prepared certificates of canvas.
Question lang po, at the rate we're going, kailan po kaya ang proclamation? Target proclamation? Saturday? Bukas tayo ng Sunday. Galing ah. This Sunday na po. Okay, thank you po.
Secretariat, please forward the canvas report to the proper committee.
We'll have it signed first, Your Honors. Ah, so one hand. Your Honor, may the Secretariat request authority to turn over the generated partial report to the releasing group, Your Honors.
Authority granted.
Thank you, Your Honors.
Secretariat, any other matter?
No other matter for tonight, Your Honors.
Okay, then we will see each other tomorrow for the Secretariat at 9 a.m.
All right.